Hello, everybody. I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Jacob, and welcome to Win, Lose, Listen, your podcast about everything gaming. Um, Today, we will be covering a variety of topics ranging from the free games for this week, this month, and a few personal experiences regarding a few games we have played over the last few weeks. Um, Tune in and sit back, relax, and see what we've got.
All right, so first on the agenda is free games for this week. So we have three games that we have for, well, technically they're for every platform. At least I believe so. Don't quote me
Yeah,
on
I
that.
believe they were for most of the platforms. That I remember at least.
Yes.
Could be wrong. Maybe Superland might be the one that is only PC, but I believe the other two, I don't know. I don't remember. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with that. I don't remember.
Um,
Um,
so the first one, Jacob, you want to introduce
yeah,
that?
yeah. Um, the first one we have a game. It's called Superland. It kind of looks like a cool little puzzle game, um, surrounding around
I'll pull.
defeating monsters and trying to survive a world that you are much smaller in. Um, if it looks like a cool game, I think my only complaint with it is the fact that, as Jeremy and I discussed, it's not two-player, which kind of sucks. But if you're looking for a game where you can just sit down, relax, and play something that's going to be challenging but also entertaining and fun all at the same time, this might be a perfect game for you. Um,
Yeah, considering it's a puzzle game, I feel like it would be a great game to play with friends.
yeah, absolutely. And it still has like the cartoony, like the gun vibe, and I mean, it looks like an overall game that would be entertaining to play.
Yeah.
Um,
So the platforms for it are actually Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Windows, and Linux. Well, nobody cares
so
about Linux.
basically, you can play it on anything you want. If you're interested, then you can give it a shot.
It
And
is
it is
free
free for the next couple days now,
on Epic Games.
um, on Epic Games. So if it's just something you just want to maybe grab and maybe not play today, maybe not play tomorrow, but it's something just to have in your library, it might not be a bad thing to claim and go from there.
Exactly. It's always good to get those free games out there, even if you're not
Oh
going to
yeah,
play them.
absolutely. I've captured games that that I may have not played ever again, but I got them, and like looking back now, I can still play them if I so desire. So
Yeah, it's
there's
always
that.
good to kill some time if you're just sitting around,
Yeah,
can't figure out what to play.
absolutely,
It's always something.
absolutely. It's not a very heavy game, so if you don't have like the beefiest of computers, I mean, it's only 4 gigs of space, and as you can see with the specs right here, it doesn't look like it is very demanding. Looks like you can run it on just about anything, which is cool. So if you can't play your, higher end games, I mean, the recommended is just a 4 gigs of RAM. So I mean, most laptops these days have 4 gigs of RAM. So
Yeah, exactly. And it's not a long game either, 12 to 25 hours. So,
yeah, it's not something where you feel like you have to grind, like you're playing like Red Dead Redemption or something, where you're stuck playing the game for 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, whatever. I mean, a couple sessions here and there, and you can beat the game, which is good because it's nice to be, rewarded for
yeah, rather than
your time.
wasting time,
Yeah, absolutely.
repetitive.
Yeah, and it looks like there are additional DLCs that you can purchase that expand upon that playtime. Um,
Yes, I
Obviously
do see
those
that.
don't look like they're free, but the like this complete edition looks like it adds at least 15 hours of gameplay, which
Yeah,
is
but if you like the game when you get the game free, I mean, what's the harm in spending the extra what $14 for the expansion? So
hmm yeah,
it's not a bad deal.
no harm. No, not at all. Absolutely not. And it looks like a lot of the reviews are very positive for the most part. Looking at like just taking a look at the reviews that are shown in Epic Games, a lot of them are majority positive. Like we got an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and They say, it's like quoting Nicole Arden or Nicola Arden, sorry. Superland is a delight with a world that is brimming with secrets to discover. It is slightly too long and does have combat that feels largely superfluous, but the puzzles are consistently inventive and fun. So it looks like the only complaint they have is the game is too long. So if you don't mind the game being a little long, I guess then
I mean,
that's
it's always good to
no
have a
harm to
long
you.
game, though. Some people don't like the
Exactly.
long games, but it's it's kind of what's the word for it? It's kind of not rewarding if it's not a decently long game. You feel like
Right. If it's something I can beat in an hour, it
if you're
just
spending
doesn't have
money
that
on, I mean,
same
right now
level.
it's free, but I mean, if you're spending money on it, I feel like you want some more content in there.
You want your time. Oh yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
All
So
right.
yeah, might be something to definitely look into. Um, and just one of the options this week. One of
So
many.
next option we have Tell Me Why. This is a
Tell me
free game
why.
on Steam. Um, it is, I believe, only uh, PC, only on Steam. At least it's only free on Steam right now. Um, this is a storytelling kind of game. Um, it is free until July 1st. All chapters are free, so not like you only get the
Yeah,
first chapter.
that's a huge thing. I hate that. That's like my biggest thing when you play a game. It's like this game is really good, but then there's like a $30 paywall behind the rest of the chapters.
Yeah,
So
exactly. It's
it's
like,
nice that you don't have to deal with that with this. Absolutely.
yep. Um, yeah, I mean, we haven't really looked too much into Tell Me Why. But what I've can gather, it's not bad for a storytelling game. It's like the I can't remember that name of that game. Um, that's storytelling, but
Life is
over
strange.
that's it. Life is Strange, which is actually a good game. So Tell Me Why is probably up there with that. Very positive reviews from what I can see so far. Not too bad. Definitely something to check out. It's free. Add it once to your account, and you have it forever. So no harm. Foul.
Absolutely. Next up on our list, we have a game called Capcom Arcade. Kind of an interesting game. I don't really remember how we came across this. I think we were just looking at what was going to be free in the upcoming weeks, and we had come across this. It kind of seems like a cool game. It's very just like your Street Fighter games. Like, you might have played back in the older consoles, but it looks like it's brought to PC. It is not available on other consoles. It is only PC. Um, so there is that. This is also a single player only. I actually realized that all three of these games are single player only. So I guess if it comes down to
Unless
that time,
unless you have, it's also local though. It's local co-op. So if you
okay, yeah,
want to
yeah,
play with somebody that right next to you, split
uh-huh,
screen. So, but the cool thing is it's like an arcade. You can literally go
yeah,
from machine to machine, trying things. There's high scores. There's all of that stuff like in your old arcade game days.
yep.
Um,
So yeah, there is that.
yes, the base game is free. The Arcade Stadium Street Fighter 2, and the World Warrior. Um, those are the free ones. There are expansions you can buy. I see that there are 3 packs that you can buy. And the years range from 84 to 2001 of the game release dates for the arcades. So I mean, if
It
you're into the old arcade games,
might be something to look into. One of the things to bear in mind, it does look like it is slightly resource heavy. Um, I guess not comparably so to some of your AAA games, but unlike Superland, for example, looks like they recommend like 8 gigs of memory. Still not a ton, but kind of your baseline these days, unfortunately. and a 1060, but you can play as low as 4 gigs and a 760, but you might not get the same recommended experience that you would.
Right.
Um,
And this is
there's that.
another thing to note is this is free because they are releasing Arcade Second Stadium. This is actually releasing on July 21st, approximately 4 weeks from today. So if you like the first one, maybe even check out the second one. They're adding more games. Um, Requirements are pretty much about the same for computer wise. So, said if you like the first one, maybe check out the second one.
Absolutely. Especially, I mean, it even looks like they're not even an expensive game, even if you aren't, you know, aren't getting it when it's free. So there is that.
Right.
It's might be, a couple bucks here, but
I mean, I was always into the
you know,
arcade games. I had an Atari, Nintendo, all that old stuff.
yeah,
Used to love that.
absolutely. I remember playing Super Mario Nintendo 64
Yep.
like 4 times in a day. Like never would get old. It's just the nostalgia is huge with consoles like that.
Well, that's one of the reasons. Like
Um,
we have in my town, we have actually a place called Barcade. So it's actually really nice
right,
to go there, have a few drinks, and play some old games. They have all those old arcade games. But if you want to
right,
just sit home
absolutely,
and play some arcade games, this is definitely the way to go.
for sure, for sure.
All right, so
And I
let's
know a lot of these were PC, but let's have Jeremy swing on to our Xbox players because we are not PC master race. We understand consoles are what they are, so swinging into some of the Xbox games, let
exactly.
Jeremy have it.
So these some of these games are actually they vary between Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass. So we have a few games on this week, quite a few actually. So we have For Honor, that's for console and PC. Um,
I remember playing For Honor back in the day on consoles. It's good
oh
times.
yeah, For Honor was one of those great games. Not too grindy.
No,
Um,
absolutely.
just a good overall
Uh,
battle.
mhm.
We have also Ninja Gaiden Master Collection actually for console and
Mm.
PC. Uh, Assassin's Creed Origins console
Can't go wrong
PC.
with Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed was one of my favorite games. Can never go wrong with Assassin's Creed. Just the stealth and everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
Chorus. Didn't look too much into this one. But from what I see, it's not a bad looking game. That is
It's
console
kind
and
of
PC.
another single player game, kind of with a story behind it. So, I mean, there is that. Um, it does look like it does have a pretty cool story behind it. It does give you a demo. So, if speaking on the Steam aspect, I'm sure you can get it from other platforms, but just taking a look at the Steam, there's a demo you can play so you can see if you do enjoy it. I'm glad games are actually bringing back demos for single player games because I feel like a demo really makes or breaks whether I want to buy a game,
It does, as long as
you
it's
know?
got some content in it where you can actually see what the game looks like.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah. So I looked
It,
into this game. I didn't realize that this was the one I was thinking of. It does look good. The thing is, you do a lot of flying ships. So if you're into the flying ship
Mhm.
thing aspect, that's pretty much what this game is. It is again single player. So it's one of those story mode games to kill some time.
And it does look like it is a pretty newer game, came out in December. So it's not like it's something that, you know,
Has been out for a while.
is old, been out since 2018. I mean, it's something new. So definitely might be worth just snagging if you're an Xbox player or if you're playing on the Windows edition of the game.
Yeah. So next we have Disc Room. This room is like a it's like a top view. Um, if you've ever
Okay.
played what's that game? Binding of Isaac. It's kind of like that kind of room thing. It's like a puzzle thing. Not too bad. Uh, there's like saws involved in it where you have to make your way through the different rooms. A bunch of puzzles. Very tedious, but overall not too bad.
Could
Free on
could be
Xbox Game
very
Pass.
rewarding in the same hand too.
Exactly. And that is for console and PC. We have next is Space Lines from the Far Out. Didn't look too much into
I
this
think
one
I
either.
saw I think I saw this when I was looking at newer games to play. I think I had seen it. I can't remember. It was a co-op game, right? Yeah, yeah. I seen this earlier when I was looking for co-op games to play. I didn't realize it was free on Windows. Might have to snag it.
Yeah, on the Microsoft
Um,
Store.
yeah, the Microsoft Store. Yeah, it looked kind of cool because it's like an alien outer space type of vibe to it. Um, again, it kind of it looks like if a video would play, we'd be in business here, wouldn't we?
There, I got you. We'll play here.
Appreciate it. Yeah, so it kind of looks like an adventure style game.
Travel.
Um,
At Pan-Galactic
trying
Starways,
like
we will take
apparently
you
what
on
it
an
says is
unforgettable
it's
journey
a
among the
roguelike
stars.
co-op management game about
Space
airlines
is a
and
vast,
space.
ever-changing and
So if you ever
dynamic
played your
collection of
games
amazing
like
sights, and you can count on us to take you to the most
I
remarkable
guess it's hard to
spaceports and
compare it to
destinations out there.
another game.
You like Zoo
Just like
Tycoon
your
and stuff like
management of
that?
like
Flight, of course, is
yeah, like
nothing
like the
without its
tycoon games.
valuable
Yeah, absolutely, where
clientele
you're
of
trying to
classic
build upon what
passengers
you have,
who
or
can
like the
enjoy
old
our wide
like
selection of
Farmville
top-notch
on Facebook
in-flight
back in
services.
fucking
Fine
back in the
cuisine from
day,
all
or
Yeah,
over the Milky
2010.
yeah,
Galaxy.
yeah,
Superior
just
on
like
board
trying to
entertainment.
expand on what you have, and looks like there's different forms of levels too,
Looks like
which is
there's little
cool.
mini games as well.
Yeah, which keeps it more than just sitting here clicking buttons all day, which is cool.
Yeah.
So,
And it is it's local co-op and online co-op. So you can
so
play with
near and
friends.
far can play together.
And it is free on the Microsoft Store. That is both console and PC. Um, next we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. You know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Everybody loves them.
I
Well,
loved
did.
watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back in the day until it got like to the newer versions, like the newer animations just weren't it, to
Now
be
they
honest.
kind of
But
killed it. Um,
yeah,
but this is the
but
old
I miss
style
like the original.
arcade style Ninja Turtles. So which is
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. So if you
it
want to
does look pretty
snag
cool.
that,
Kind of in your same sense like the street fighting vibe, but with
exactly.
the
So
Ninja Turtles. So yeah, this looks cool.
just another
Definitely be
option.
something to play if you. But it does look like it also is online and local co-op. So if you're looking for playing something near and far and you want to play like bring back the old Ninja Turtles and arcade games itself, this definitely might be an option for you.
Yep, and it's available for both console and PC. So
Yeah, absolutely.
whatever you have.
Always a win.
All right, so let's go. We have Naraka Blade Point. This one was a pretty interesting one because it's a different take on your typical battle royale games.
It's a
Um,
battle royale.
yes, it's actually so it's a 60 player PvP. You can have bows, you can have spears, you can have swords, you can have any kind of mythical weapon. You can customize your character, and like I said, it is a uh, battle royale game, which is kind of cool. It's a different take on it rather than your typical point and shoot game.
Hmm.
Um, if I can pull up some, here we go. We got some gameplay here. So many different characters.
It's
It's
third
just
person. Okay.
yes. and that is free on both console and PC. So that's a plus there.
Definitely something cool if you're looking for a new battle royale and you're sick of Blood Hunt and you're sick of Apex and Warzone, and might be something else to look into if that's something you're into.
Exactly.
Can't go wrong with that.
All right, so that's it for the Xbox games for now. Let's uh let's move on to PlayStation. Jacob.
PlayStation. Kind of shame how he gives me the PlayStation and he's the one that played PlayStation as a kid, and I'm the one that played Xbox as a kid. But moving on,
Hey,
at least I have the better
I
games.
played both,
So,
so oh, well,
I've
you have
got the better games.
one better game, I guess, in my
No, I
opinion.
got there's which one are you saying is the better game in your opinion?
God of War,
Well,
the
yeah, okay. I
OG.
mean, that's a given. That's a given. Okay. Yeah, I mean, what is there to be said? I mean, if you haven't played God of War at this point in time, you really are missing out. Cause I love this game. Um, really fun game. I mean, I really don't know what else there is to say about it. It's again, one of your story style games.
I mean,
But also lots
everybody
and
knows
lots of
God of
action.
War.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. This game has been out. Let's see. Wait, is this a new? Oh, this is just because it
This is
released on PC. I was
right.
like,
Well,
wait a second, what?
it is the newer one, but
Like a
it's
remastered version.
it's the newest one. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. Definitely something to look into if you're looking for a game that, you know, to play. What is? Might as well snag it. It's a game that will forever be in our hearts.
Of
Next
course.
up, we have a Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. Um, I'm not sure how I feel about this game. I can't say I don't like it,
I
but I also don't think I can say I like it.
No,
It,
it's up in the
it's
air
very
thing.
weird. Like just looking at this, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. It looks kind of like imagine Super Smash with all of your favorite Nickelodeon characters. That is what this is realistically. Um,
Exactly.
so I guess if that's something you're into,
If you like
then all
the
means I can
Nickelodeon
see it.
cartoons, it's
If
a
you like Nickelodeon cartoons, this is it.
yep.
I don't know if I'd personally pay $50 for it on here, but lucky for you PlayStation users, you don't gotta pay for it.
If
Something into snag it.
you have
Doesn't
PlayStation
go away.
Plus,
Snag it. So yeah, if that's something you're into, give it a shot. Personally, not something I would probably dive into, but I ain't gonna judge if it's something you're into. Absolutely not.
not at
That's
all.
why they have a variety of different games. The next one is gonna slaughter this. Naruto to Boruto. We're gonna go with that.
Baruto.
I'm going with it. Shinobi Striker is it kind of is in the same, not necessarily style, but it's just another one of your story-based fighting games. Um, if you're into just this anime series in general, it might be something you're into if you're looking for an action game to keep your attention. Um, this one, at least on PC side of things, is online co-op and online PvP if you just want to verse your friends and see who's better.
It's a pretty good game.
Um,
I've played it
yeah,
personally,
it definitely
so
looks like something that. There you go.
it's like an open
Yeah,
world kind of thing.
yeah,
You have
it looks
different
like it. Yeah,
game
like
modes like capture the flag and all of that stuff, and you can
okay.
do so many different things, customizations. You can create your own uh, jutsus, powers, stuff
Hmm.
like that. Overall, it's a pretty good game to play with friends. Even if you want to just
Absolutely.
play by yourself, that works too.
Hmm. Yeah. So, not sure if I'm missing any of the other ones.
I think
Here,
that was it for PlayStation this month at
okay.
least.
Okay. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
So I think
not too much for PlayStation.
yeah. I think the thing with like the Xbox Game Pass and no offense to PlayStation again is the sense that um they're trying to cater towards two platforms. They've got Windows and Xbox. They're kind of all collided because Microsoft decides to buy every company they can.
Exactly.
Um So they're kind of cater to both of them. So I think that might be the source of giving more options.
The only thing you got to be
But
careful of
PlayStation,
is obviously because of that, Xbox also has two different Game Passes. They have PC
hmm
Game Pass and they have Xbox Game Pass.
hmm yeah.
Unfortunately,
So yeah, just another money grabbing scheme by Microsoft.
I mean that's how it is for everything nowadays. Unfortunately,
Yeah, ain't that the sad reality? They just take.
yep.
But what are
That
you
which
guys gonna
which
do about
actually, you know what, brings us on to our next topic.
it? Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if you want to start talking about it. If you want me to, either way.
Oh no, you're the you're
Um,
the you're the Call of Duty person,
all right,
so
I got you.
I'm gonna leave
So
this
I've
on
been playing
you.
COD for years. A lot of you, I'm sure, have imagined or played, the original COD, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare, MW3, all the original games. And I'm sure anybody who is a die-hard COD fan knows that Call of Duty has changed game studios countless times over the years, and some have been great, some have been amazing, and then some have been absolute trash, for the lack of a better word. So thankfully, we are going back to the MW2 roots, something that every player has been begging for since they went to, World War II again in Vanguard, and everybody's like, well, why did we go back to World War II again when we already had a World War II? Sure, it's a different game studio, but the concept is still there. So it'll be interesting to come back to this world of it and not have to deal with so much of the, I don't know, the disrespect for the different companies. I mean, you gotta think about it. Think about it this way: Modern Warfare, just in general, developed by Infinity Ward. A Cold War, which not very many people
That's all
liked.
the Modern Warfares. They're all made by Infinity Ward, which I believe
hmm
is a one of the better companies that Call of Duty
Yeah,
has gone
absolutely.
to.
Cold War was one of the ones that people didn't like. They didn't like the movement. They didn't like the feel. The only thing I think that was going for them was bringing some of the old Black Ops 2 maps into the game. I think that was like the only reason that people actually enjoyed playing that game was getting to play on Nuketown, getting to play on Raid, and getting to play on, firing range and, all that other stuff. And then moving on to Vanguard with Sledgehammer. And I think Sledgehammer was one of those, no offense, I think Vanguard is a decent game, not a bad game in compare to, it's not a bad game compared to some other games that they have actually put out. So there is that benefit. The the one thing I think that they didn't have going for them was that it took them so long to come out with a game that your classic COD players would say are great, you know.
Well, which is
Um,
the other thing is Cold War took how many months to make, and it
yeah,
just
6 months.
they rushed that way too much.
Which might be why they brought in some of those older maps. I mean, if you already have the maps created, why make new maps? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. So I'm gonna play the trailer here real quick.
mhm, absolutely.
We can get a quick look at it. It's only a minute long, so let's take a peek at that. I mean, overall, it doesn't look bad.
No, I like the throwback to the logo. It's kind of
Yep.
cool.
Modern Warfare 2 was one of my favorite games, I have to say. It was,
Absolutely. I like the old style theme they got going on here.
oh yeah. It still looks like you can still see some of the style of the Modern Warfare that came out a few years ago. You can definitely see
hmm
that.
For sure. Bravo 6 going dark. So yeah, it's definitely something that I feel could be great. Um, but there are some caveats to that, which we'll cover after this trailer.
The one thing I'm wishing that, I mean, there's not really much I'm waiting for the gameplay trailer to come out cuz they always release something at least, but
hmm
it doesn't do much justice of just the regular launch trailer because that's just a launch trailer in general. It's just that's the way it is.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. I mean, it shows you, a little bit of the graphic style you'll get, but it doesn't actually show you the
how it
gameplay.
looks in
Like,
game.
Exactly. So there's that. Spiraling onto that, the next part of this. Not only that, it does release October 28th, 2022. So it is coming out this year. Um, the beta is coming out sometime before. I don't think they've actually dropped a date as to when the beta will be,
No,
both
I
closed and
don't
open
think
beta.
so. But you do have to unfortunately, you do have to pre-order to get into
Hmm.
the beta, as usual for any of those Call of Duty games that you have
Speaking of
open betas.
ordering, $70. So I
Is
don't
it
know if
worth
any of
it?
you guys have been following the news. Um, the entire Activision company was purchased, and so is this extra $10 their fault? Are they the ones bringing this up? Are they trying to make more money off of people that are playing COD, or are they just trying to make more money to then put back into the game? I mean, I'm not offended to paying good money for a good game, something that people are going to develop and not have bugs and not going to run into cheaters every game. I
Well,
mean,
that's the
I'm
big
all
thing.
for that.
That's the big thing is these games these days, which I mean, me and you have both experienced plenty of times. We download a game, new game,
Hmm.
and it seems like they rushed it because there's way too many bugs.
Absolutely, which sucks. And
And I'm
I
hoping that Call of Duty is going to be putting this money to stop that stuff.
absolutely. But in the same hand, which kind of sucks with that, is how much hate did Battlefield get because Battlefield pushed their release back? The amount of backlash they got to where they probably should have pushed it back even further, but they released it and
Yeah, that
everybody
game
said the
still
game
has
was
a lot of
trash.
bugs. Yep. Battlefield
So,
was I played it for a little bit. We both played it for a little bit. I mean,
hmm
it was your typical Battlefield. It didn't seem like it. I thought it was going to be something much more than it
different.
actually was.
Hmm.
Which kind of sucks because you pay the money and find out it's just like all the other
Looked like you
ones.
took Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, slapped them together, and released it
Yeah, exactly.
realistically with a new UI.
Right.
So, I don't know. Is the $10 going to be worth it? Yes, if they actually do what they should be doing and put it into proper development and proper features. I hope to maybe see less microtransactions. I doubt that'll be possible
Oh,
with
that's
COD these days,
no
but
way. You know how much I don't even know how much money has gone into all those little bundles and stuff. People have spent so
oh yeah,
much money. It's just which is why I wonder why they're asking for that extra $10.
right, yeah. It really makes you wonder, but if it works out in the end, I mean, so be it. I hope to see, I mean, even going further into the future, I hope they actually, with the talk of Warzone 2, that's going to be completely new. Um, Probably going to end up playing it, but the one thing I hope they don't do, I feel like Warzone needs to be a separate entity from your COD. And I know they're the same franchise, but I like when Warzone started adding. Mhm. Wow, a PC decided to have a stroke. Anyways,
Yeah, I was just about
um,
to say. I was like, "What's going on there, Jacob?"
when Warzone when Warzone started adding Cold War, Modern Warfare, Vanguard guns into one game, it became a mess. They need to be separate, and I feel like hopefully if they make good progress with the new MW2, that they don't go and ruin it in Warzone 2 by bringing in so much other bullshit. Because COD as a battle royale is not a bad concept. I mean, the number of people that play Warzone today is huge. I mean, would it be better if every other game wasn't a cheater game? Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Is that
guaranteed.
probably going to happen? I've seen positive progress in the right direction with
See,
the
but
anti-cheat,
that's
but
the problem is they took so long to actually come out with the anti-cheat, which was the worst part. is,
Mhm.
and we talked about this numerous times before about why they didn't just go with a anti-cheat that was already out there. One of the better anti-cheats. You have so many of them
I
that they could have gone with
so many
easy
options. Oh
anti-cheat,
yeah.
um, battle eye, so many of them.
That are respected and do what they're supposed to do.
They're
Yeah.
they're well-known names. So, uh, hopefully they incorporate something like that, or if they fixed theirs. Um, I guess we'll find out once it comes out on October 28th.
See, but the thing is, don't reinvent the wheel. There's companies like you said, Battle Eye, Easy Anti-Cheat. Their jobs are literally just anti-cheat. That's their job. That's what they do, and they do it great. COD doesn't do anti-cheats. They
They do
haven't had to worry
games.
about anti-cheats. They do games. So don't step outside of your boundaries and expect to compete with these other companies because it's just sadly not going to happen. You
Yeah,
compare it to the amount of cheaters you run into Rainbow Six Siege or Apex Legends or PUBG, far less than you run into in COD these days. And
100%.
something needs to be done, or else you're not only going to lose a community, you're going to lose money. So,
100%.
is it worth it? You decide. And Jeremy's game,
All
what
right.
he is
So
deciding to discuss.
so I'm excited for this game. I saw this game probably last week. Um, so it's kind of by the same developers that did um the other Rick and Morty game. With Justin Roland and all of them that do that. It's called High on Life. It's like an alien game. You have alien guns. All these weird different scenarios. Let me see if I can pull up this trailer here. I'm trying to find it here. There it is.
It's on the right side there, that YouTube video. Yep.
Okay. So, of course, Xbox. It's gonna come out for Xbox and PC, but sadly no PlayStation as of right now. But
I really like the weapons and stuff that they have going on here.
yeah, it's a
They
really
look
cool concept art and all that.
What, space? Everybody lives in space, including you. All right, you're a bounty hunter now. You gotta help me rescue my friends.
So
They're
as you
Kardashians just like me.
bounty hunter. Yeah, the weapons are really crazy looking.
Yeah, it's like
Cool
you're
thing
shooting
is,
an alien.
cool thing is, I think the weapons talk to you as well because they're actual
They're
like
human
faces.
things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But cool concept. Interesting concept. Something I've never really seen before. Something pretty cool. So yeah, that's definitely an exciting game that's coming out this year. Coming out in October. They haven't released a official date. They just say um, October of this year. So I guess we'll see. We'll see if they push it back. Hopefully not. But definitely a game to check out. Not sure of the price yet. They haven't. I don't think they've given a complete price of it, of how much it's going to be when it releases. Um, if it's $70, maybe that's going to be the new standard for games. We don't know. I mean, it could be with the way that everything is going these days. You never know what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
So, what do you think?
I haven't
Something
opened
you
pre-orders yet, but it definitely looks like a game I will definitely give a shot just because it looks so unique and different. Um, and I think just just a different environment is cool. Um, so I guess it'll be something different, something worth playing. Interested to see the price tag. I don't know if maybe they're just trying to see how much money they've invested into the game before coming up with a price,
right?
which I guess is fair. Um, but again, like you said, no release date, and they haven't even released pre-orders yet. So
No, so it's still
until
something
then, I
that's
guess we won't know
out
much.
there.
Hmm.
All right.
Oh, plot twist actually. Um, the release date for High on Life It's announced on Xbox, which is interesting.
Is it?
October 25th of 22. So 3 days prior to COD releasing.
Okay.
Coming to console and PC, but it is going to be on Xbox Game Pass day one. So even if you don't want to pay for the game, download it off Game Pass and give
Try
it
it
a
out.
shot and see if you like it. Absolutely. Yeah. So cool. Cool.
All right.
All right.
Next
Moving on
topic.
to our next. I guess we'll continue with the review, and we'll come back to the other topic.
Yeah.
So Jeremy and I have played a few games. There's like 4 games in the series, 4 or 5, I can't remember. Puzzle games, puzzle co-op games. The series is the We Were Here series. All of the games except the new one that Jeremy and I played are on both console and PC. So you can play together. They're a very cool cooperative puzzle game that actually requires you to use your head. Some of them a lot more than others.
Oh, there's.
Um,
Oh yeah, a lot more than others. There have been. Jacob could tell you that There's been times I've quit. I had to quit for the day. Couldn't do it anymore. I had to just give up for the day. But
4 hours in, he's like, "Yep, I'm done." But so the concept of it behind it is you are working together with a teammate who your only communication is a radio. So you have to do all these puzzles without seeing what the other person sees, without knowing what the other person sees or hears, and all you have is a radio to communicate. Really difficult, really fun. Um, Not expensive. They're actually pretty cheap games. A few of them were free. I don't believe they are now, but a few of them were free for a little bit there or on sale.
we
But
do
Disney series,
one of the things I do recommend, which we did, was we definitely use Discord. Oh, the radio is a great concept if you want more of a challenge.
oh
But
yeah, absolutely.
the problem is it's hard to the radio is just not completely
Let
clear.
me give you an
It actually
example without
sounds like a
spoiling it.
radio.
Yeah, like there's this one point in one of the games. I won't tell you which, and I won't tell you where there were sounds that you had to describe to your teammate.
So just
So if you were
imagine.
over a radio and he can't hear what sounds I'm hearing, but I have to describe it to him. I'm basically going like on the radio. Like, how is he supposed to like actually
Understand.
decipher what the hell that means? It's just it's a cool concept, but extremely difficult if you can't
Extremely.
like. I don't think we would have been able to beat it if we were just using the radios. That's all I will say.
No,
I
it
really don't think
probably
so.
would have took us a lot longer than it actually did. And it
And
still
like 6 more rage quits.
honestly still took pretty long to do.
Yeah, it took us quite a bit. It wasn't.
So I can actually tell you right here. So
Oh yeah,
if I
so
look
describe it.
back, we were here. We were here is probably the shortest one, the first one.
This is the first one.
That took us about half an hour to beat completely. Not with all the achievements and stuff, which you can get. There's a lot of achievements. There's 26 achievements that you can unlock.
Mind you, also, that we didn't actually realize that this was a series when we first started playing it. So we started with, I think it was We Were Here 2, which
We
is
were
the
here
second game,
together.
together, which is the third game.
Right.
And then we back traveled. So, like, I think the fact that we started off more difficult, because they get more difficult as the games go on, which
Oh,
makes sense.
100%.
So going to starting with the difficult one to go back to the easy one might have been part of the reason why
We were able
it
to,
took us 30 minutes. Yeah, so
yeah,
it might take a little longer for you, just because
right.
there is a little bit of a learning curve. But
Yeah, the second one,
overall,
second took us probably about uh 90 minutes, so an hour and a half. Probably, I want to say more. It would probably take more like 2 hours if I were to be realistic about it. If you went in
mhm,
order,
mhm.
we were here together. Took us about 5 hours. That was a very long one. We were here forever. Took us the longest amount of time. Um, almost 9 hours to complete the game. And again, that was without getting all the achievements.
Mhm.
There's 39
Yeah, we didn't.
achievements for We Were Here
Yeah, I don't know
Forever.
how many we were getting, but
Wasn't all of them.
No way.
But yeah, We Were Here Forever one is the most recent one. It just released. I want to say I can't remember if it was May. I think May it released. So kind of still a
Yeah.
new-ish game. Um, is only available on PC at the moment, Steam and Epic Games. But is coming to Xbox and PlayStation soon. So if you are a console player, do not worry, it is coming to you. But in the meantime, if you want to try out and see if you like the series, start with 1, 2, and 3. Those are on PC or PC, Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation. So if you just want to try out the series and see if you like it before buying the new one, give it a shot. I think the first game was like really, really cheap. So
Yeah, I mean, it's an older game. Came out a few years ago, so
you can tell it's an older game. I mean,
right.
it's got the older art style, the older UI. I mean,
Fortunately, I
you can
don't
tell.
think we have a release date for the Xbox here,
Yeah.
but it does say it's coming soon to Xbox and PlayStation.
Another cool thing that I did just notice, um, the company that makes these Total Mayhem games has a YouTube series called The Chronicles of Castle Rock, which is basically like a story advancement to the video game that you've played. So if you're interested in more of a story, like an actual narrated story from the people that made the game, um, you can definitely take a look and see. They're not very long, like 3 or 4 minutes a piece, but they give you some cool little backstory.
I enjoyed
Not
the story.
spoiling
The
the game.
story was a very good one, interesting
Mhm.
one. Like I said, lots of complicated puzzles, but fun puzzles at that. It will. Uh, I don't know, make you go crazy a little bit. It definitely made me go crazy. There's been some timed ones where just you have to beat the clock, and it took us quite a few tries just to get through
7
those
tries to
those
beat.
times. Yeah, it was, and
Yeah,
we came very close to not making it.
quite a few times.
There's
Quite a few times.
Oh yeah,
So,
but yeah, definitely a good game. Definitely a good story. I would definitely check it out. We enjoyed it. I would probably give it
mhm.
I'd probably give it about 4.5 stars.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's a solid game, definitely worth playing. If you like co-op games and puzzle games, it 100% is your cup of tea. Um,
Just like
Challenging,
just like those escape rooms.
fun,
Like those
good
escape
story.
rooms. You'll enjoy this.
hmm Yeah. So yeah. Um,
So our next
so
topic, Jacob, go
go
ahead.
ahead. Oh, okay. Next topic spirals into something Jeremy and I are very, very passionate about. Jeremy and I are streamers ourselves, and we do play a lot of this game called Apex Legends. We play it every day for hours on end. There's been a lot of huge updates and a lot of huge updates coming. And I think I'll let Jeremy start off with explaining what is coming, because he's the one most excited about both of them. So I'll let him
So
tell
uh
you about them.
thanks, Jacob. So
I got
Tuesday,
you.
June, what is it, June 21st?
21st. Yep.
We have the event the event coming out. The new event. It is apparently an anime based event. I can pull up. I don't know. I don't know if they've released every skin. They've released most of them. Um, but they've also released Valkyrie's Heirloom, um, which is coming out with the event pack.
And if you
So
don't know what an heirloom is in Apex, it is basically a cosmetic weapon or item represented by each character,
melee weapon,
that can cost up to $500 a piece
right?
to obtain. It's luck, but max $500 to obtain. So
Exactly.
when they do these collection events, they give you the ability to get it at the time of release cheaper than what it would be for a normal player, like a normal player that joins after the event.
Yeah.
So
So it usually costs about. I think I did the math. I think it was about uh $130 to
mhm.
do to get all the packs and stuff like that.
Mhm.
With this event, it comes out Lifeline's Clinic, which is coming to Olympus. So they're adding that in there. They're bringing control back. I'm not very keen on the control game mode. I don't know how you feel about it, Jacob.
It just feels weird. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't flow well. Um, the game is totally different because it's not battle royale at that point. It's just aimlessly running at people and shooting, which I feel like takes away a lot of the skill and game sense from the actual game.
It feels like a just a Call of Duty or something, or a Battlefield, taking
Yeah,
points and
for
stuff
sure.
like that. But um,
Hmm.
you can always go to EA's website, check out all the skins. I know the people listening can't see the skins. I do have them up on my screen, but if you want to, you can go to EA's website and go to Apex Legends. They'll tell you all of that info there. Um, but yeah, that's really it. I mean, it's going to be an anime based one. Like I said, they didn't release all of the ones, so there's going to be some surprises in there come Tuesday. They're changing ranked a bit, as usual. This is the first time in Apex history that they've actually changed the ranking system midway through a season, which is very
Hmm.
interesting. But Valk's Heirloom looks cool. Overall, pretty good. Um, they're also releasing Bangalore's Mythic skin. Don't know when. Um, but I guess we'll just have to wait to hear things. We've only got a cosmetic look. We don't have a release date or anything like that.
I love the data miners that pull out the skins, but not the dates. Gosh,
Of course,
slackers.
I know, right?
No, but the skins look cool. The heirloom looks cool. The changes I think are necessary. Because without them, I mean,
Which
then
that's a big thing right there in itself. The changes.
oh yeah, yeah, for like just the changes to the actual game.
I'm just talking about the changes to Lifeline. We
Oh
we,
yeah,
talk, we
yeah.
talked about this the other day. It was not. It's not good.
I,
I
I'm
feel
not
like
sure
this
if
is
it's
gonna
gonna be good
break
or
the
bad.
game.
I don't know. It's a lot of stuff that I feel like is a huge change. I know she needed a buff, but I don't know if this was the buff that she needed.
No,
Um,
she got the
like it might be.
biggest buff of them all.
I mean, just imagine you can sit behind a rock and heal for 9,999 health. Mind you, it only lasts 20 seconds, but her cooldown's also only 15. So basically, 3 times or 2 times every minute, you can drop a drone and be full health. So I feel like that's kind of broken, but who am I to say, you know?
Right.
Um,
Um,
but yeah, they did change a few of the other characters, so
Mirage
hopefully,
can deploy now
um,
from Valk Sky Dives, which I didn't hear about that. I'm just reading that now, actually. Um,
yeah, he can throw things in the other direction, kind of like he does when he just drops,
yeah,
which is
which is
cool.
kind of interesting.
Hmm. It'd be cool if you were pushing a team and you can bait them and think you were going a different direction,
Exactly. Or think that we're going on top of them when we're actually going
and
next
you
to them.
land away. Yeah, exactly.
So that's an interesting one. Um, the one last thing I want to bring up on here, which is kind of interesting, which we had a debate about this. I mean, we're both in pretty much of an agreement with this. Is canceling your revive
Mm,
from Lifeline,
yeah.
which was kind of the interesting one. I questioned why you would do it. Um, I mean, the only, like I said, like I told Jacob the other day, the only reason I could think of is if you want to use your knockdown shield to protect, you can cancel it.
Hmm.
But
Because then Lifeline doesn't have to cancel for you.
right, I don't even know if you can cancel it. Can cancel it.
Lifeline can cancel a res.
Okay.
But if you're being rezzed if you have a bad Lifeline teammate that just drops her drone on you and like you're gonna get deleted because you don't have a knockdown out, being able to cancel it yourself is, I think, a decent change.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really gonna save you, but regardless.
Yeah, exactly. It's up in the air now.
Yeah. Yeah. So guess we'll see and play it by ear and see how it really goes. And there's a huge list of bug fixes, so hopefully that does something. That would be wonderful. Hopefully one of those bugs is matchmaking related. It's definitely not going to be, but it's worth a shot, right?
Yeah, always worth a shot. That's one of the biggest issues now these days, is because they killed the reg
Fix
system.
Olympus dropship pathing bug, where the vast majority of games would start above the docks area. No fucking shit. I've been saying this forever that it's always the same fucking flight path every single
So
fucking
that's
game.
why we always okay.
That's why it's always by ship in the other spot, always, like every time. Okay, it's literally a bug. That's cool.
So now
I
we
didn't
know
know that
that.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they push, they're probably gonna push that with the changes next
Oh,
week. But
here's another one. I'm just reading this one here. IMC Armory fix for situations where players could camp and block spots not intended to be with Wraith portals and tridents.
oh, they fixed that.
They're fixing that coming
That's good.
Tuesday. That's a big one.
So
That's
they
a
can get
very
ratted
big
on
one.
inside of there. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I think that's really all for this week. Quite a few games for free. Definitely things to check out. Um, if there's anything that you want more information on, you can always reach us on any of our social media platforms at Win Lose Listen, and we can cover anything you want. Topic. Always have a game review for the week. 3 games for the week. Um, something to debate. You guys have something to debate with us, let us know. Talk about it on the show.
Yeah. So again, last thing I will leave you guys with. Each week we are going to be doing what is sort of a giveaway per se, um, where we will ask a trivia question of our choice, and we will post it to our social medias. Um, if somebody does this, if people answer or respond with the correct answer on our social medias with a question for that week, you'll be entered into a random drawing for your chance to win a $10 gift card of your choice. Anything you want. If you want it to be an Xbox gift card, if you want it to be a Starbucks gift card, a Netflix gift card, whatever your little heart desires, that'll be what we'll go with. Um, so the one for this week, that you can respond to on any of the social medias, Instagram, Twitter,
Well,
anything at
Instagram, you'll have to DM us because we don't have anything posted, unfortunately.
Yeah. Just reach out to us. So the question I have for you guys this week, and don't cheat and look it up, okay? Keep that between me and you. No cheating. All right. All right. Let's keep this fair. In what year did the original Xbox get released? In what year did the original Xbox get released? Just the year. Don't need a month, a date, just the year. And I actually struggled with the answer to this question. I had to look it up because I wasn't sure, and Jeremy wasn't sure when I asked him either. So
I was not.
there's that.
I thought it was
I
actually a little bit later than 2000.
oh, spoiler, a little bit later than what he thought. What did he think?
There's your hint.
Hmm. Guess the world may never know.
2000s. There's your hint.
2000s. Yeah, it wasn't in the 1900s. That's
No.
your hint.
Exactly.
Absolutely. There's your hint. All right. Again, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for listening in with us, and we will definitely catch you guys next week. Same time, Sunday, hopefully at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And this.
Jeremy, is there anything like you to add?
No, that's it.
All right.
Now.
Sounds good. All right. Goodbye for now, and until next time,
Whether you're winning or losing.
you can always listen.